and then you can hit admit. And hello and welcome. We'll get started in about a minute or so. We're very excited about those of you who have decided to join us for tonight's webinar, specifically about getting involved here at Burman University.
Hi, everybody. Just want to welcome you. My name is Tyler Sanders, and I'm one of the enrollment advisors here at Burman University. Just to let everybody know, this webinar will be recorded. If you don't wish to have your face shown, just put off your cameras because this webinar will be recorded. Land acknowledgement. Burman University is located within hereditary indigenous land and acknowledged that the land on which we gather is 36 territory, established in 1876, the traditional home and the meeting ground for the many First Nations peoples, including the Blackfoot, Dene, Cree, and Métis. Burman University is committed to doing its part to address the legacy, broken promise, and rebuilding productivity, partnership relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people in Central Alberta and across Canada. Melody.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tyler. Hi, everybody. My name is Melody, and I am the Student Life Advisor here at Burman University. Essentially, what that means is I am involved in a lot of the things that don't include our spiritual activities and our academic activities. So anything from any of the different tournaments we might run on campus, anything to do with our clubs, anything to do with our student association, and anything to do even with our freshman orientation. I am involved in planning a lot of those things or working in conjunction with the students to make sure that these things happen on our campus. And today we're going to talk about ways that students are involved here at Burman University, as well as the different student clubs. And the great thing is tonight, I also have a bunch of our student leaders from our campus. So you're able to ask them questions about their experience here at Burman as well. And you'll have a chance in a little bit to be able to meet each and every one of them, and they'll tell you a little bit more about who they are and what they do. So let's get started. As I said, I'm Melody, and I'm the Student Life Advisor here. So one of the ways that we allow students to get involved here on campus is we have many athletics teams. What's really great about our athletics program here at Burman is the fact that we have walk-on tryouts. At most universities, they already have all of their spots filled by people that they've recruited. Whereas here at Burman, we have an opportunity for students to be able to say, yeah, I think I would like to try that out and actually see if I can make it. And one of the great things is our coaches, whether or not you make it on the team, they still allow red people to be red shirts. And those people get to develop their skills and eventually be part of some of our teams as well. Here at Burman, we offer men's and women's basketball, men's and women's volleyball, men's and women's indoor soccer, men's and women's futsal, and we also have an acroneers team that just celebrated their 50 years of being in existence here on our campus. In fact, this weekend, our men's and women's volleyball teams are going to Miller in Saskatchewan, and they're going to be playing a tournament there as well. So there's a lot of things that are happening in terms of our athletics. Another way that people get involved here on our campus is through our different music groups. We actually have our choral union choir, and they have a chamber group as well. We have our Ubuntu choir. We have our orchestra, and there are also many different praise groups you can join. We also allow our students to join our community band, which is an amazing opportunity. In fact, most of our groups such as our choir, Ubuntu orchestra, they are what we consider traveling groups. So usually they do some kind of a tour in the springtime. I believe that this year choir is going to BC, Ubuntu is going to the Bahamas, and orchestra is doing a little bit more of central Alberta this year because they actually traveled to Brazil last year. So being part of our music groups is another great way, not only to develop your skills in music, but also to be able to travel and see the world and make some lasting memories with some of the friends that you'll meet here at Burman. Another thing that some of our students do to get involved is they're part of campus ministries. I personally am not the one in charge of campus ministries. Our chaplain, Pastor Maciel Davila Ferrer, she's actually the one who heads our campus ministries department, and she is amazing. One of the best people to work for, one of the people that, you know, if you need a hug, she's there to give you a hug. If you need to cry on her couch, she's there to let you cry on her couch. If you need just a word of encouragement, she's there for you. She's really there for you as a student, in not only your spiritual struggles, but also just the things that, you know, get people very down about life sometimes. And she's there to be a personal cheerleader for any student that wants that. And the great thing about campus ministries is they have 20 to 30 different tasks and jobs that they kind of give to our students to be able to have different experiences in. So for example, we have people who are worship coordinators. We have a power up that happens every Tuesday at 11 a.m. where we are supposed to have no classes that are scheduled. And it's supposed to be a time where all of the offices on campus are actually closed. It's a time for our campus to be able to come together and worship, faculty, staff, and students together. In fact, Pastor Maciel has tried to make it such a unique experience by sometimes not just focusing on having like a traditional worship service, but there are times where she'll be like, let's do a step challenge. So in the next hour, let's see if our campus can reach 100,000 steps collectively. Or there was another time when we did a flag football game, faculty and staff versus students, and that was a really, really fun time because we did it in the snow with the sun shining outside. And she tries to do some of these things where it's not just about worship per se, in the sense of what we normally see it as, but as ways to connect not only with each other, but also connect with God in different ways. And so that's what I really love about what she does with those programs. We also have our Kaya program. Our Kaya is our Vespers, our Friday night services. Here at Burman University, we are Sabbatarians, which means that we believe in doing our worship or having our day of rest on the Sabbath. So Friday sunset to Saturday evening sunset. And so the way that we kick off our Sabbath is we have a worship service together on Friday night. It is student-led, and Pastor Maciel actually hires people to be our Kaya coordinators. She hires people also to be our worship, our music coordinators as well. There are people who you'll hear from even here that have done missions through our school, people who have led out in Sabbath school as well. And we also have a Masquecheese ministry as well as a food shelter ministry here on our campus. So there's so many different ways for people to get involved. There's not just one way for somebody to be involved here on our Burman campus. So other things or other ways that people get involved is through different aspects of leadership. Right now, we have something called the Burman Advantage, and the Burman Advantage essentially is a program piloted by our Student Services Office, where students that are part of leadership that have done a lot of, let's say, community service as well, they're able to take some of those hours, and if they record it and get it recorded down, they're able to get some recognition of some of these leadership things that they've been able to do. Some specific leadership opportunities that we have on our campus are being part of our student association executive, and you'll meet some people that have been part of that and are going to continue to be part of that. We have a student senate that is under our student association. We have SWAT. SWAT stands for our Student Welcome Affirmation Team. So these are the students that our freshmen or our new students get to know very like the first people off the bat. They're just here to welcome our students, to make sure that everybody feels welcomed into the Burman community as well. You can also work in the dormitories as an RA, a resident assistant, or as even a student dean. And if none of those, if those seem too big, too daunting for you, we also have our different clubs. We have more than 20 different clubs that are active on our campus, ranging from cultural clubs to clubs that are about different types of interests that people have. In fact, just this weekend, we had a bunch of different things. Our Filipino club on Friday afternoon had a movie afternoon where they invited people to watch one of their cultural movies. On Saturday evening, our drama society actually put on a play, which was really good. One of the students here was actually in it. Good job, Anna. I just wanted to give you that shout out. So they put that on this past weekend on Saturday and Sunday night. And then our Latin American club, they also did a football or soccer, as some people call it, but let's be real, it's football tournament. And it was such a great time. We had about 10 teams that participated in that. And then our running club also had a St. Patrick's Day run on Sunday. So there was so much different activity going on campus this past weekend. It was amazing. Now, if none of these clubs seem very interesting to you, you can also start a club on our campus. It's not hard. We empower students to make sure that, like, hey, if you find people that have the same interests as you, or if you want to educate our campus a little bit more about one of your interests, maybe you can start a club. And so that's one of the ways that you, if you want to get involved, can do that on this campus. So at this time, I actually want to introduce to you all of the different students that we have here tonight. So students, if you would like to introduce yourselves, why don't you say your name, your major, your year here at Burman, and then I will ask you a few questions. And then if anybody else has any questions, you can try and put them in the chat, and we'll definitely try and ask our student panel about it. I'm going to start with Anna Flores.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna Flores and I am in my 4th year here at Burman University. I'm studying business administration and I'm majoring in accounting.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, wherever you're watching from. Yeah, my name is Elijah Javier Sullivan. Currently, I'm in my 2nd year of international studies. My track is international affairs and law, and my minor is business and global development.
Go ahead, Michael.
Okay, first of all, can everyone hear me okay? Okay, so hey everyone, my name is Michael Isanvie. I'm in my 3rd year and I'm studying music education with a minor in physical education.
Last but not least, Ravoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Ravoy Williams. I am studying elementary education and I'm minoring in PE and I'm in my 4th year.
Okay, so the first question that I'm going to ask each one of you to answer is, Burman has a lot of different opportunities. What are some of the opportunities that you've taken to be involved here on the Burman campus?
Okay, I'll go ahead. Yeah, I can start. So being at Burman in person and then online and then in person again has been a really different but fun experience. I've been able to experience Burman during the pandemic and then also in person, like I mentioned. Some things that I've been able to be a part of on campus was BUSA, so that's our Burman University Student Association. In my 2nd year, I was able to serve as the social vice president, and that was really cool because we got to throw some online events. And even though they were online, it actually gave us an opportunity to collaborate with other universities more than we could have in person. So that was really cool to make some connections with students in some schools in the States as well. And then in my 3rd year, I was able to serve as BUSA president as well. And I served alongside Ravoy. She was our social vice president. So it was really cool that we were able to be on the same team together. Another thing that I've been a part of here at Burman is also our choir and Ubuntu. So for me personally, I really love music and singing is probably one of my favorite forms of worship. So just being able to worship while connecting with students on campus and then just increasing my skill in singing has been a huge blessing for me. And this year, as Mel mentioned, Ubuntu, we're going to the Bahamas, and that's something that we're really, really excited for. I've personally never been. I know Tyler's from there, so it's going to be really cool to see his home and some of our other members as well that are from the Bahamas, and just get to learn about our schoolmates culture and get to meet new people and serve. It's just really great that in all the aspects that we're part of here at Burman, it's a mixture of making connections, serving God, and serving others. So those are just a few highlights of the things I've been able to be a part of here.
Yeah, some of the things I've been able to be a part of here at Burman. Of course, Burman, we have nice jobs, man. You know, even from high school, we did some facility maintenance, you know, out there cleaning the snow. If you need some snow removal, I'm the man. Yeah, so we are able to do a little bit of that. Last year, believe it or not, I was Korean club pastor. Yeah, you know, last year also, you know, I signed up for this year to be student ambassador. This year, I'm vice president of the African club. I'm vice president of this International Studies Club. This year, yeah, also I'm what's it called? Social VP. Yeah, for Busa. And thankfully to God, if you come next year, you're gonna be seeing me. Thankfully, I'm President Busa President-elect. And yeah, those are some of the things. Mascuchis Ministry, I started going there visiting, and then I was able to get a summer job with them. Yeah, so I've been quite involved here in campus, quite a bit of things you can do. And like I say, Burman is what you make it. If you want to be a lame on a square and in the same box, sorry, that's what's gonna be. But there's so much opportunity and room for you to grow and to become the person. You guys, if you guys know me, I was not too organized or too this, but Burman helps you, and Atamel's there to help you too.
Shout out.
Thanks, guys. How about you, Michael?
Okay, I guess I'll go next. So at Burman, one thing I think you who end up coming here and those that are here, you'll find that a lot of people wear a lot of hats at the same time, including people here. So a bit about myself. Currently, I'm an RA for the men's dorm, and I'm also a musician on campus. I play for a lot of events we have on campus, whether that be church services, other school-related events. I'm playing an instrument of some kind at one of those events. I'm also president. I was vice president, and this year I am president of the Black Student Alliance at Burman, also known as BBSA. I am a choir member for Ubuntu, shameless plug. But yeah, I'm a choir member and musician for Ubuntu as well. I am also drumline director, drumline co-director. So drumline was a thing that used to be the thing back in the day before COVID, but after COVID, it didn't come back. But thankfully, with help from faculty, staff, and myself and another fellow student, Terrence Prevlon, we were able to bring it back, and we've had a lot of great performances on campus, off campus, and we're looking forward to doing bigger and better things in the future.
Okay. So some things that I've been a part of is acros, soccer. I love both of them. I'm a sports girly, so you'll catch me mostly at every sport. Obviously, got time for school. You gotta balance life. I was also a part of BUSA, as you know from Anna. I was a social vice president. After my second year, because that's when I was social VP, I decided to go on the Education Guild, and for my third year, I was vice president of the Education Guild, and for my fourth year, I'm the financial VP, or sorry, the financial executive. For my third year, I was also part of the Filipino club. I was the social VP for that club as well, while COVID was going on, which was very interesting, but it was still fun. And that's just to name a few.
Ravoy, what are you working as this year?
This year, I'm working as a finance. Oh, that's a lie. I'm working as a an RA. I am an RA at the female dorms. It's actually quite fun, I can say, because you get to like have fun with your girlies. Well, sorry, I call them girlies. So the girls on your floor, you get to do stuff with them, like worship or have events, or even when the dorm comes together, even for dorm worship. Dorm worship. Personally, I love it. I advise y'all to go to it. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing some of the different things, as you can see, across campus that people can do. But I feel like I can't not mention the fact that I have 3 of the social VPs I've been able to work with on this call. 2 of them eventually becoming BUSA president. That's crazy in my mind. So that is awesome. Thank you guys for all you do. And Michael, I know that you are one of the musicians that carries a lot at this school. So thank you for what you do there too. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat. But as we're waiting a little bit, there is a unique opportunity that we have here at Burman, specifically with something that I know Anna and Elijah are involved in. And I want you guys to speak a little bit about that, because that's a very unique thing that not every university has. So do you guys know what I'm talking about? Ooh, I bet you Anna knows. She's like, I know exactly.
I can take a wild guess, but I think you're talking about the Saruk Center for Leadership Development. Am I right? Did I guess that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about Saruk and the opportunities that you get with that.
Yes. Honestly, the Saruk Center has been one of the highlights of my time here at Burman. So what it is there's a group of, I guess, philanthropists, that have a really strong passion for young people and specifically for Burman students, as a lot of them have strong ties with this school here. So what this program is they have 2 sessions throughout the year, 1 per semester, and it's a weekend long of workshops, networking opportunities, and just a time for a select group of Burman students. So you apply to be a part of this program. They take a look at your resume, they look at what you're involved in here on campus, and they do an interview process with you. So pretty much the goal of this program is for you to just grow as a leader. So they want us to be able to come out of our university life feeling as if we've grown holistically. So whether that's academically, how to be a leader in our home, in our school, in our future workplaces. We do mock interviews. We talk about how to handle conflict in the workplace. We learn about how to lead and be a part of effective teams. We talked quite a bit about relationships as well, whether that's work relationships, the relationships you have in your church, and Elijah can touch a little bit more on some other things that we've been learning as well.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, my highlight is yes that we can meet once a semester, but their accessibility and how available and willing they are to help us learn throughout. You know, we can always access them and contact them, and rather sometimes they reach out to you because they just want to see you grow. Like I can think of a couple people right now, and you know they have an array of people. They have dentists, some people that run what other do we have?
Oil and gas.
Oil and gas.
And then Mr. Raja, who is one of our main supporters with everything. He is the co-founder of A Better World, and
Yes.
I also work there, so I see him pretty much every day. And we've just been learning a lot, and just with the opportunities with that as well. Specifically, Elijah and myself, we are blessed to be a part of a group of 4 students that is actually going to Africa in June, to learn what it is to work behind the scenes in terms of humanitarian efforts, and to just expand and really become more aware as to what it's like overseas. So we're really excited for that trip, and to know that there's so much that we can learn and apply based on things that we've learned so far. So I've been part of the program for 2 years now. It's been around for 3 years, and that's because I took a year off last year, but Elijah has also been part of it for 2 years now as well.
And yeah, I just like me, I was so close. The things that you would learn, because before even I never had, because they have a business mindset and you can learn a little bit of everything. Before I thought you had to sacrifice yourself, you know, give, but they also give you value, you know, you yourself are a valuable person. So I have been able to learn so many things that I would suggest anybody coming to Burman University consider Saruk Leadership Center as some opportunity to grow.
I will say one more thing on it too. I'm a big supporter of it. So another thing as well is if you put that you're part of the Saruk Center in your resume, it's honestly a huge asset, and it's something that when I was doing job interviews last semester for work after I graduate, that was one of the main things that every employer wanted to talk to me about at the interviews. And they really, really like how as a student, you're not just part of things academically, but you're looking for ways that you can be intentional about growing your character, about growing yourself. So for those that are interested about coming to Burman, I would highly, highly encourage looking into the Saruk Center for Leadership Development. You definitely won't regret it, and it's just a way that you can grow as a person in all aspects of your life.
Yeah, I think that's one of the unique things about Burman, and not just the people here, but the people that have been here. They're willing to be mentors to our students. When you're able to connect with some of the people in our community, some of our alumni, especially because the people who started Saruk, Eric Raja was one of those guys. Anna had mentioned him. He had a passion for it. He found a group of friends to help donate not only their money, but their time towards investing into young people. That mentorship is mentorship that you're going to have with you for the rest of your life. Definitely. And there are going to be lessons learned and different ways to grow from that. But besides mentorship on our campus, we actually started this year Family Frenzy. And some of our students had essentially signed up, as well as some of our church members. So it was almost like an adopt a family or adopt a student type of a thing that happened on our campus. And so for those that might feel like, well, like Saruk sounds great, but you know, what happens if I feel like it's too overwhelming, or I don't know if I want to do it my first year. I just want to see how I can dip my toes into university. I would highly suggest one of the ways to be able to connect with families and with people within our community, those connected to our campus, would be to join this Family Frenzy. You'll be able to essentially find like another family that, hey, if you're homesick, you can go to them. A lot of them, they will feed you, definitely. I know that I've spoken with some of our church members, and they have said what a blessing Family Frenzy has been for them, because they're like, we love getting to know the young people, we love getting to know our students more, and we love being able just to share with them, seeing their perspective and us being able to share our perspective as well. And I think that helps to bridge gaps with generational gaps that we might see in society today. So that's one of the ways. Another question. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. But another question that I want to ask each and every one of you is, you all have been involved in so many different things. You all have even planned many different things. What is one of the coolest events that you've either planned or attended on campus that you're like, yo, this is a Burman event? I'm gonna leave that with you, because I want to hear your answers too. I don't even know it. So yeah, Ravoy, you're smiling so much. I'm going to start with Ravoy. Ravoy, do it up.
Hold on, I gotta think. There's a lot of events.
Ravoy's like, I can't even choose between all of them. Michael, do you have something?
Before I even say anything, this is a brilliant question. Wow. I think I'm gonna cheat a bit. I'm sorry. I know academic dishonesty and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a cheat.
Go ahead.
I'll have to say it's a tie for me, just top of my head.
Okay.
So I'll start with the more recent one. So recently, can't remember how recently, but recently, we had a blackout. So a blackout, essentially, it's when the whole school shows up to the game wearing black. It's a home game. Even the team's uniforms, they wear their black uniforms, and it's just basically it's a display of Burman school spirit. So I wasn't privileged to see what they were like prior to my arrival at Burman, but I heard about it, and I heard about how great it was. Actually, I do remember that when Mel came to recruit at my high school, she played a brief video of what a blackout was like. And that may have pushed me over the edge in coming to Burman, I'll say that. So the fact that we were able to recreate that, working with the basketball team to being a member of the basketball team, knowing that, you know, that support from the home crowd like really does something for you. I think that was one of my favorite events. Then the other event I would say would probably be Black Table Talk. So this was an event that we came up with last year. We decided that, we were just gonna have a podcast kind of, conversation space for people to talk about a range of different subjects. So last year, we had a great discussion about the experiences of what it was like growing up Black, and the similarities we shared, the differences that we had as well. Even people from other cultures, they came, shared their perspectives, and it was just a great time to connect with everyone. And then this year we talked about what's next. There's a lot of people that are graduating soon and they don't know what the next step of their life is going to look like. So we had some professionals come in who were actually alumni of Burman. So they came in and just, helped us navigate, those kind of questions and help us plan for the future. So those would be my two.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Michael. And that's one of the ways that our clubs, Black Table Talk was an initiative done by our Burman Black Student Alliance. And it's been great because it's not just for Black students, it helps to educate our whole campus for those that want to attend, for those that want to learn. It is not exclusive, it is inclusive. So it allows people to be drawn in as well. Michael, I will say this, one of my favorite events with specifically Drumline was our Northern Classic weekend. Northern Classic is a tournament that we put on for senior high school volleyball tournament that we put on. And Michael and Terrence came out with the drum line, and they were able to really make some noise to hype up the crowd. But not only that, I remember we had some students visiting whose school wasn't part of the tournament, but they got the school involved by allowing them to actually take over parts of like some of the drums as well. And I thought that that was one of the coolest things that was done, because it allowed people to see like, oh, even if I'm not playing the sport, I can be here still supporting it with my other talents, right? I was just like, this is like the perfect of like where music and athletics cross paths, and we're able to showcase just the many different talents we have on our campus. So I want to thank you for your leadership in that too, Michael. Okay, Ravoy, do you have your answer yet? You're okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so my answer is Kaya. So it's called Come As You Are. And I believe what the program was, my first year here in person, which was my second year here, was called Ignite. So at Ignite, the first time I heard about it, I'm like, what is this? What does this have to do with anything? So basically, you go to church and you praise God. Simple as that, eh? But no, that's what you think. So you go. They have music. They have worship. They have preaching. They have all of that. And when I tell you, personally for me, I came to Burman because I wanted to build my relationship with God, and I felt like my relationship could be developed more. And when I went to Ignite, I can say my heart was like opened. Every single time I come to Kaya, or let me say majority, I'm not trying to embarrass myself, I low-key cry because I always feel touched by whoever's speaking or by the ministry, anything that happens there. And specifically my second year here, when they had Ignite, they had a mini concert after. So they asked anyone if they want to perform. And I did a little performance with my friends, and it was so fun. So I'd say if you have a chance to just get involved in any type of way at Burman, I'd say take your shot, even if you're scared. Because I was scared, and we had fun with it. Let me just say that. So that I'd say is my top. Just because if I pick anything else, I will be ranting on for days. So yeah.
Oh, Ravoy, I feel like you're getting a little teary from just even thinking about it. No, but it's true. What's great about our Kaya service is it is all student led. So you'll see students all the time up there. You'll see the students being the one in the background planning. You'll see them doing the audio visual. It's really great, and it's a great experience for a lot of people. I know that one of the things I personally enjoy about Kaya is the prayer activities, because it's not just we're all going to stand up or we're all going to kneel down and pray. There's literal like interaction happening between you and God, I feel, whether it's to write down your thoughts, whether it's to tell somebody else about the struggles that you've had or some of the things that you're celebrating, whether it's to symbolically I remember we like put our prayer requests on and made a big chain together. I think that chain is still in the essay office, and the essay officers of that year, I remember Anna and Roy are smiling because I remember this one. We prayed over those prayers throughout the school year. And there's so many different ways that we want people to be able to know, like, here's how there's so many different ways to express talking to God. You know, and I think that that's like part of the experience that you can get here at Burman if that's what you're looking for. As Roy said, she was looking to enhance her relationship with God, and she was able to find it through this avenue. So that's awesome. Okay, Elijah, Anna, how about you guys?
Yeah, man. When you think of events, man, a lot come to mind. You know, like I'm thinking amateur hour this year, fire. But no, that's too regular. I'm thinking, oh, Afro-Fusion Gala. That
That's
was
so
something.
good.
That was
That's
something.
so good.
That was hype. But nah, let's skip on that one. I'm just giving you guys some snippets of what you can await from Burman. Let's think of Seize the Night, comedy night. You know. That was a good one. That was something. Yeah, a comedy, a little like cocktail, a little this, it was anything and everything you need. But I think, to be honest, my favorite, it was Block Party. Block Party, what was the move, man? We started off the year strong. Yeah, like we did a block party out there out in the gym parking lot. We brought some food trucks, is that what they call it? Food trucks. We put some music up there. We put photo booth out there, Zumba out there. Man, everything you wanted out there. Everybody was dancing, community, man. Like, yeah, and then it was blasting. It was fun. People from down the street could hear it. I'm surprised you haven't heard about it, So I want to tell you, and actually though, we have a banquet coming up real soon, and that might be a little bit better, but you won't get to know it unless you come to Burman. So, hey, man, come. We have had so many good events this year, and we're gonna keep going up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it wasn't dancing, it was the cultural demonstrative movement.
Oh yes, yes,
Yes, yes,
No dancing, no
yes.
dancing.
Those times.
The demonstration of the cultural movements.
Cultural movement.
Yes.
No, but it was
Traditional.
great. It was Elijah
Yes.
referring to one of the very first events that happened at the beginning of the school year, where the school was able to come together. There was a theme. A lot of people came out. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, even members of the community were very surprised at just how like wholesome it was as well. It wasn't like, it was just a great night to be had. And so that was awesome. So yeah, thank you to you and your team for putting that on, Elijah. Anna, how about you?
Yeah, for me, same here. Like I love the Burman events that we have here. I was actually talking to a student yesterday, and they were saying, like, if I had gone to a really big university, I wonder how many events I would actually go to. Like at Burman, you have options, and sometimes there's overlap of events. Like, for example, I was part of the play this weekend, Romeo and Juliet, and we also had World Cup at the same time. So it's cool that, like, if you're really sporty, you could go to the World Cup, or you could go support it. Or if you're in drama and you like watching that, you had that option. So because we have so many options of events to go to, you as a student can make choices, right? It's not just like, I just have to go to this one thing, but whatever you choose to go to, they're always fun regardless. But for me, I think one of my favorite events at Burman was my freshman year. And I want to say this one because as high school seniors, coming into university can be pretty scary. I mean, you remember what it's like to graduate elementary school and be at the bottom of the food chain again. And the same thing happens again when you feel like you've reached the top in high school and then, okay, I'm at the bottom again. But what I love so much about Burman is there isn't that divide between upperclassmen and freshmen. Everyone is really just a family and so supportive of each other. So my freshman year, I was actually the freshman senator. And I really wanted our freshman class to take ownership of an event. So I put on this event called Fresh House, where, yeah, I know Tyler and Mel remember that, Fresh House, where we had the freshmen put on an event where we had students sing, we had men's barbershop quartet sing, we had a student play the violin, we had someone do spoken word, we had someone do comedy, pretty much just like a wide array of talents. And it was really cool to just see my freshman classmates be able to showcase their talents and be able to share their gifts with the rest of the school and take ownership of something, even as a freshman class. So know that even coming in as a freshman, your voice is going to be heard. And whatever creativity you want to share with the rest of the school, you will always have, your back will always be covered by someone, whether that's your classmate or a senior. People are going to have your back and your support. So that's one of my favorite. And just overall, club events are always really, really fun. There's always really good food, so that's a plus as well. And just getting to learn about other students' cultures and being able to really showcase your own as well. I remember the Filipino game night this year was really fun because we got to play some games that I personally play at a lot of Filipino parties back home. So it's really fun that you get to play those games with your schoolmates as well, and they get to learn a little bit about your culture. So it's really, really cool to be able to learn about everything that everyone here at Burman has to offer and just have a fun time because school is stressful. So it's really nice to just have these events and de-stress and just forget about the homework for a little bit and just have fun with your peers. That's what I love.
Yeah, and I, when you did and when you put that that showcase on, I think a lot of the upperclassmen were like very about it because they're just like, oh, this is the class who's like gonna take over. Like we want to start essentially mentoring them or making sure that they have those opportunities to use these talents so that they're the ones that can encourage others as they come along. So I think that again goes a big part into like what we love to do here, which is mentor and give opportunity to our students. I have one more question for each of you, and then we'll end our session tonight. The question is, if you could give yourself advice, right? If you could give your younger self advice, whether you were just, let's say you were your first week on campus as a freshman student at Burman, if you could give that person advice of the things that you've learned while you've been here, what piece of advice would you give that, first week at Burman, still in awe of things as a freshman student? What piece of advice would you give?
I could start. I think one thing that I learned pretty quickly coming to Burman is that it's easy to say yes to every single thing and to just be a part of everything because you get so overwhelmed by all the cool stuff that's happening that you just want to be part of so many things and make the most of your university life, which you should. But you have to be careful because that can lead to burnout and feeling like you're just spread way too thin. And I did experience that. Like, if being completely honest, my freshman year, I was like, I have to join everything on campus, which led to me getting really tired. But what you can do to avoid that is just think about the things that you're really passionate about and start with that. And then see how your first semester goes. If you feel like you can add more to your load, then maybe join something that you've never done before. And then you can try new things. But don't join everything right away and then pull back. Instead, ease into it and see what you really love to do. That way you can give 100% to less areas instead of giving just a little bit of yourself to everything.
Very good answer. I would say, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, but I can't copy that. So what I'm gonna say is, yeah, like don't burn yourself out. But to be honest, I came in with the mindset that teachers are out here, the opposition, I thought it's me against the profs, me against the world type B. But no, man, I realized that our profs here, because we have small classes, we have small size, they can get to know you personally. They text me throughout. Some of them have their phone numbers. I can call them up, hey, sir, what do you need? Like, they're willing to work with you. I've realized that my profs, as weird as it might sound, I'm not sucking up, but for real, they want the best for you. They want to see you succeed. And that's something that I really value because I know that I do tend to procrastinate sometimes. But Elijah, what can we do? Not that they let me slide, of course, but they work with me so I can be my full potential. So I would say that's one thing that I wouldn't have been so skeptical about the profs. Just be and go meet with them. And also, please don't procrastinate. I looked at my professor last semester when he told me, start your final paper at the first week of class. I thought, what's this guy talking? You know, no way. Then 1 week left. I'm seeing I still got maybe 5,000 more words to write. Yeah, it was not good. But don't procrastinate. I would say that yes, go out there, have fun, but also remember, you come to university to study.
Mhm.
Michael, how about you?
Brilliant question once again. I just need to say that. Atemel, hats off to you with these questions. But one piece of advice I'll give to myself, I would say it's somewhat similar to what Anna and Elijah have said. So I'm gonna say walk, and I'm gonna elaborate on that. I will elaborate. So coming into university is very easy, to just, to stand still, kind of be a statue and just be like, oh, I'm not gonna go out of my circle. I'm not gonna do anything out of my comfort zone. It's very easy to do that. But as Anna mentioned, it's also very easy to, just run into everything and, jump into saying yes to everything and stuff like that. Sometimes you find that you're not even saying yes, you're just being swayed. So even though you're not really moving, your people are pushing you into good things, but also, unfortunate reality, pushing you into bad things as well. So what I would say is walk, take your time to, find out what you want to do. If, let's say, you're torn between doing one thing and another, identify what those priorities are. Identify that what you need to do so that you're not, struggling in the future because of some decisions you made in your first or second year. So yeah, just take your time, walk with purpose, walk with God, so you can walk at the stage at the end of your 4 years.
Mercy. What a word. All right, Ravoy, go on ahead.
Like the other three, I'm gonna say the same thing. Making sure you have a balance, a good balance, because I can say personally for me, I'm in my 4th year and I thought I was Superwoman. I could do everything. Who's gonna stop me? No. Make sure you think about what you genuinely like, what you genuinely want to be a part of, and then go at it. And I'd say from your 1st year, start off light, and then the middle years, okay, test the water, see what you like, and then your 4th year, you can figure out if you want to do more or less and what works for you, because balance is super important. But another thing at Burman is the community. For me, I love community, whether it be with friends, whether it be with staff, whether it be with people in the community itself. Burman has that wholesome family feeling or community feeling. And for me, that's like something I like, because I'm a very like family or community oriented person. I love spending time with people or getting to know people. And I'll tell you this, you come to Burman, there's no way you're gonna leave not knowing anyone and having a strong friendship. I've built so many relationships, and I can say for my future, Burman has drastically helped that. So come to Burman.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys so much for being part of our panel and just telling hopefully our future Burman students, those that will hopefully be part of our community, what they might be able to expect. For those of you that had questions and you might have been shy about asking some of those questions, feel free to email me. I'm going to put my email address in the chat. I hope all of you guys can see it. It's very easy. It's Melody Ilacas, ILACAS @burmanu.ca. Or even if you just type in Melody, MELODY @burmanu.ca. I'll be able to answer any questions you might have about getting involved here on our campus. And if you have any questions about the process to be able to get to Burman, don't forget you have your enrollment advisor, the amazing Tyler Saunders here, or if you have any of our other enrollment advisors, Christina Lister or Mario Parchment, feel free to reach out to them as well, and they'll answer your questions as best that they can. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight, and we hope that this session was informational as well as helpful, and I hope to see each and every one of you in the fall. Have a great night, everybody.